In this session, we will go through connecting the database, which is a MySQL or Oracle database. So I'm going to take MySQL as an example. So to do that, we will make the use of PyMySQL library, which is an library to connect to the MySQL database. Likewise, for Oracle, we are having different library, and for Postgre database, there are different libraries. So let me import first. Okay. Now to connect, we have to have this function, connect function, where you need to mention the host. So for the our MySQL database, the host is localhost, and if it is a server, then you have to give here IP address of the server database. User is the username of the database, which is root in our case. Password for the database, and DB. So which schema you want to connect? So this is that database. So I want to connect to my company database. So if you see on the MySQL, you can see the username is root, localhost is my host name, and the port is 3306. So let us execute this one. So it has been executed. Now I want to fetch the data from the employee table, which is built in the company database. To do that, we will make the use of C equal to connect and dot cursor. So COON is the variable where we have stored the information of the connection of the database, and cursor is used for fetching the data into a memory variable. So let us execute. So all the data has been stored in the employee underscore data variable. Now this employee underscore data is tuple. So let's see the data type of this. Print type employee data. So this is of type tuple. But since on Python it has to be a data frame in order we can write as SQL queries. So we'll convert this tuple into a data frame. So converted. Let us see the output now. So here's my output. It gives the 5 rows. But the thing to note here is that it will not display the name of the columns. So you have to explicitly define the column name. So here we will define the column name pd.dataframe list employee underscore table. So you have to mention the column name here. F name belong to the first column, minute belong to the second column, last name belong to the third column, and likewise D number belongs to the last column. So let us execute now. So here's the output. So the column has been tagged to each column. The column name has been tagged to each columns. Now here I'm going to make a function so that it is easy for us to fetch the data. So this is my function here, where I am passing the parameter, which is the connection parameters here, and query is another in parameter. We'll pass our actual DML commands. Let's execute. Okay. Now here I'm going to create a table which is employee underscore info1, because I've changed the name. I already have info1, info2 with 4 variables: employee underscore SSN char9, age integer, race is char20, nationality is char20. So I'm going to store in a memory variable which is create underscore user underscore table. Okay. Now this memory variable I'm going to pass in the function which we have created here, execute underscore query. Now here there are 2 parameters. One is the connect parameter, which have the information about the connection strings, and second is the variable where we are passing a DML command or a DDL command. So let's execute. So it's now executing. So it has been executed. So let us go back to the MySQL database and let's see if employee underscore info2 has been created. Enter the password. Okay, so here you can see on the left side under the table there is an employee underscore info2 which we have created just now. So I'm going to fetch it here. Let's see how many records. So it's fetching. So 0 row return. Now we are going to insert some records from Python. Let's see how we can do it. To do that, I am having another variable which is a insert record, and I am inserting 2 records. So this DML command I am going to pass here in the execute query function. Just pass the insert record and execute. Created. So query is executed successfully. Oh, let's change the table name here because my table name was 2. Execute again. Execute again here. And let us now execute on the MySQL database. Let's re-execute this query. Let's see if the data is created. So there are 2 data which is already inserted. So this is how we can play with Python and we can play with MySQL, and we can take the advantage of the interaction between the two systems.